So Tulsi Gabbard just announced that she's dropping out of the race, and she threw a little bit of a surprise curveball at us. Let's take a look.
Our nation is facing an unprecedented global crisis that highlights the inextricable bonds of humanity and how foreign policy and domestic policy are inseparable. We are all in this together, and we must all rise to meet this moment in service to our country and our fellow man. This is not the first time that we have faced adversity together, and it will not be the last. After the terrorist attack by al-Qaeda on our country on 9/11, we stood together as Americans, motivated to serve, marshaling our forces to defeat our common enemy. I and so many Americans all across this country enlisted in the military to do just that. Likewise, today, as Americans and all of humanity, we face a common enemy. It is once again time as Americans and as neighbors in this global community that we stand together once again and work hand in hand to defeat this new enemy, the coronavirus. Throughout my life and throughout this campaign, my motivation has been to serve God, our country, and the American people as best I can. I feel that the best way that I can be of service at this time is to continue to work for the health and well-being of the people of Hawaii and our country in Congress, and to stand ready to serve in uniform should the Hawaii National Guard be activated. Now, after Tuesday's election, it's clear that Democratic primary voters have chosen Vice President Joe Biden to be the person who will take on President Trump in the general election. I know Vice President Biden and his wife, and I'm grateful to have called his son, Beau, a friend who also served in the National Guard. Now, although I may not agree with the Vice President on every issue, I know that he has a good heart, and he's motivated by his love for our country and the American people. I'm confident that he will lead our country guided by the spirit of aloha, respect, and compassion, and thus help heal the divisiveness that has been tearing our country apart.
There you have it. There you have it. Allow me to say this. I disagree. I disagree. And listen, at some point, Bernie's going to do the same thing, and I disagree with him too. I don't agree. I don't agree. We went through this in 2016. I'm not going through it again. I'm not partaking in it in any way, shape, or form. In 2016, what did I tell you guys? Yes, I'm in New York. It's a safe state. I'm not going to vote for Hillary, but if I lived in a swing state, I'd suck it up and do it. I'm not giving you any caveats this time. I'm telling you the truth. I wouldn't, in a safe state or a swing state, vote for Biden. I wouldn't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I'm done compromising away all of what I believe. See, that's the thing, and that's where people get it twisted. They think like, oh, you're being a purity test person. Is that what you're being? And you won't vote for somebody who you agree with on a lot of... I do. I agree with him on a lot of stuff. Look at his record. How many times have I showed you guys this? He supported the Iraq War, NAFTA. By the way, Iraq War, Tulsi. Iraq War, Tulsi. Iraq War, Tulsi. Iraq War, Tulsi. I know your whole thing is anti-war. Iraq War, Tulsi. NAFTA, permanent normal trade relations with China, Patriot Act, TPP, repeal Glass-Steagall, war on drugs, Wall Street bailout, Anti-Gay Defense of Marriage Act. He opposes legal weed, a wealth tax, Medicare for all, free college, canceling student debt. And you could add to that list ending the wars because he ain't going to end Dickie McGee's acts. You know it. I know it. You know it. I know it. So, I'm sorry, man. What do you want me to do? In a situation where I know, as a matter of fact, he will fight for none of the things I care about. My dad is dead because we don't have Medicare for all, and he just said I would veto Medicare for all, even if it got to my desk and I didn't have to lift a finger. What am I supposed to do in that situation? I'm not voting for it. I'm not voting for it. It's not happening. And what I would say to Tulsi, and what I would say to Bernie, and what I would say to anybody who's an anti-establishment maverick, be that. Be that. They don't like you. They're never going to like you. They're never going to, play ball with you. They're never going to, can take you seriously. So, rep that role. That's what I would do. Rep that role.